Our next guest, teaming up with the Iowa Senator, Joni Ernst. She was on the show earlier today. The two are creating, or want to create, opportunity zones for low-income people. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is with us. Senator, your colleague Joni Ernst tells me this is a plan that's ready to go into action. So often we have proposals which we're thinking about, but this one's set to go, right?
Absolutely, Stuart. The good news on the opportunity zones is this is a way for us not to increase the bureaucracy in Washington or have another government program. These are private sector dollars incentivized to take a second look at some of the distressed communities in our nation, and by doing so, bring the innovation and the creativity from the private sector back into those communities and make substantial, significant, measurable change in reasonable time. We are really excited that a part of the tax reform package were those opportunity zones supported by President Trump, created by myself and others. This is a chance for us to say to the uneven recovery, those folks who live in the distressed communities, that we hear you, we see you, and we're coming to bring some opportunities for the private sector to make a bigger difference.
So I'm real clear, if private sector money moves into one of these opportunity zones and invests in a business and you make a profit, there's no capital gain on that profit. Is that correct?
That
no
is
capital gains tax, I should say.
Exactly. That is the second part of it. The first part is that if you make a long-term investment in one of these zones, you defer your capital gains burden for 10 years if you make an investment between 5 and 7 years. The second aspect of it is as your dollars appreciate in those zones, you pay no capital gains tax if you put a minimum investment, which the Treasury Department will define minimum for us, in those areas. So it's a really good opportunity.
It's already passed a vote, I think. It was in the Senate?
100%.
What's left next? So, I mean, you're virtually home free, aren't you?
Pretty close. The Treasury Department will create the guardrails for what an opportunity zone vehicle looks like, and that will give the investors a margin to make their decisions on where and when to invest.
Now, Mr. Senator, you know what's coming. Big smile. You recently visited Iowa and New Hampshire.
Oh.
Yes, you did, sir. You did. Are you thinking of making a presidential run?
I'm not running for the president of my own homeowners association. I am, however, very interested in making sure that we have great conversations about the opioid crisis with Governor Sununu in New Hampshire, and we had a fantastic visit and had a chance to speak at the Iowa State Party with Governor Reynolds. So we had a blast.
It's just pure coincidence that you were visiting Iowa and New Hampshire. I can't read anything into that at all.
Well, you can, but mostly what you would read into it is that I saw your grandkids on a previous show, by the way. They did a great job. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that the economy of the future is so great that your grandkids, all three of them, will have a chance to be the engines of future progress for this great nation. And you have to go to places like Iowa, New Hampshire. I'm in West Virginia next month as well. So we're going to make sure that that population starts increasing again.
You only saw 3 of my grandchildren, Mr. Senator.
How many do you have?
9. Yes, I have 6 children, 9 grandchildren, and there are 3 more of my kids who have yet to be married and have children. So,
well, they were smart. They did a good job on the show. I need to take some lessons from all 3 of them.
Sir, it was a pleasure having you on the program. Come and see us again real soon, will you please?
Thank you, Stuart.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.